We're making snowballs, keto style, low carb, gluten-free and sugar-free. Let's go! For those of you who don't know, I am originally from Durban, South Africa, and growing up it was always a special treat to have a snowball. But as the years have gone by, they are becoming harder to find. Hi, I'm Mel and welcome to my channel. If you are new here, do feel free to take a look around, and if you love what you see, subscribe and hit the notification bell so you know when I post a new recipe. Now, I haven't lived in South Africa for over 20 years, but I still remember the distinctive taste and texture of a snowball. And I thought, with me living keto for over 5 years now, why not marry the two? Keto, snowball. Keto, snowball. Now, even if you're not on a diet, these snowballs do taste like the real thing. They have the right shape, the right size, and the right texture. And if you are middle-aged, you really should, in my opinion, be at least on a low-carb diet. Here's how to make keto snowballs. To a bowl, add 573 grams of almond flour, 13 grams of baking powder, a quarter teaspoon of salt, 60 grams of sweetener, and whisk that together very well until fully combined. Add 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract, 135 grams or a half a cup of heavy cream, 3 eggs, and mix them first before adding, and finally 120 grams or a half a cup of water and 100 grams of very soft butter. And give it a final mix. You want everything to be evenly incorporated, and it's going to look like this. To work with this dough, you will need to wet your hands or wear gloves because the dough is sticky. For 10 snowballs, each ball should weigh up to about 113 grams. And then, just like I am, roll and shape each ball and place them onto a lined baking sheet or tray. They do spread a little, so don't overcrowd them on the sheet. We're going to make a sugar-free strawberry chia jam now, so over medium heat. Add 145 grams of chopped strawberries, 11 grams of white chia seeds, 3 grams of sweetener, and 2 to 3 tablespoons of water depending on how watery you'd like it. Let it simmer for 5 minutes, stirring occasionally. Let it cool. Then add it to a blender, and you can also add 1 tablespoon of water to the pan to grab any leftover jam. Then blend your jam so it's smooth and add it to a bowl. Let's make the coconut coating. Add 142 grams of desiccated coconut, 1 teaspoon of strawberry extract, and 1 tablespoon of food color. I use rose pink, but you can use normal pink or red as well. And then mix until you have the color that you desire. And now for a simple syrup, which is going to allow the coconut coating to stick to the snowball. Over a medium heat, add 266 grams of water, 200 grams of sweetener, 1 teaspoon of food color, and yet again I'm using rose pink and you would use the one you have been using, and let it simmer for 5 minutes, stirring occasionally so that your sweetener dissolves and the syrup thickens slightly. Now that all the components are ready, let's assemble the snowballs. Do note they will have slight cracking on the surface, but this is going to allow the syrup to seep deep into your snowball, and I think it's going to make it more delicious. Also, if you are using a metal baking sheet, the bottom of your snowball might be a little more brown than the top. It's fine, it doesn't mean it's burned, but if this bothers you, you can use a silicone baking sheet instead. Using a serrated knife, very gently cut the snowballs in half and spread about 1 teaspoon of the jam. Reseal it and repeat until all the snowballs have been jammed and they're ready. Do note for the next step, your syrup should always be kept warm. You may need to reheat it if necessary. When the syrup's cold, your coconut coating doesn't tend to stick so well to your snowball, so you'd rather have it warm and then you will have success. In the next step, I'm going to show you how to work with the syrup neatly using a sieve, and you'll also be able to reheat it easily should you need to. Place a sieve over a bowl and place one snowball into the sieve. Then pour the warm syrup over the whole snowball and you will turn it over and repeat. Then add the snowball to the bowl with the coconut coating and cover the snowball completely in coconut, then add it to a container or serving platter and repeat. On the left is the carb-loaded original snowball and on the right is this keto snowball. There's not much difference. As you can see, making snowballs does require a little bit of effort, but they are totally worth it. And as this is a brand spanking new recipe, do let me know what you think in the comments, but I think you're gonna love it. Thank you so much for watching. Stay safe and be well.